I mean, there's some bitter comedy here. Elizabeth Banks wishes her Charlie's Angels reboot wasn't marketed as just for girls. So, the director of the 2019 Kristen Stewart starring film said there was a misconception that she was creating some feminist manifesto. Was there though? Let's take a look at this, because I've got some other articles here directly from the Hollywood Reporter, which has quotes from everyone involved in the movie. It does seem a little bit like that, not going to lie. But anyway, this is people being morons, as always. During an interview with New York Times that published online Tuesday, Banks, who wrote, directed and co-starred in the movie, said she felt her project was misrepresented. The Sony Pictures film starred Kristen Stewart and was a reboot of the property that launched as a TV series in the 1970s before spawning a 2000 film subsequent sequel. After clarifying that she's proud of the film and referred to making it as an incredible experience, Banks went on to say, "It was very stressful, partly because when women do things in Hollywood, it becomes this story." No, it doesn't. There was a story around Charlie's Angels that I was creating some feminist manifesto. I was just making an action movie. I would have liked to have made Mission Impossible, but women aren't directing Mission Impossible. But even in that own response, you're dividing everything. I was able to direct an action movie, frankly, because it starred women, and I'm a female director, and that is the confine right now in Hollywood. I wish that the movie had not been presented as just for girls, because I didn't make it just for girls. There was a disconnect on the marketing side of it for me. Right, okay. But then, more nonsense. I'm putting my head down and showing these big corporations that if they give women the opportunity to do this job, they can make a good product that can make them a profit. It's a male-dominated industry, it's a male-dominated world. That's what I'm up against. But I can't solve it, and I don't really want to analyse it. But you're happy to speak about it. Right, okay, I mean, let's take a look at this. How Sony, this is a Hollywood Reporter article from 2019. How Sony is marketing the Charlie's Angels reboot. Now, all of this kind of, again, this she comments on the marketing, right? And the trailer itself was pretty hard up for that kind of, you know, it was pretty there. So they say this second attempt at the big screen Angels franchise. Audiences with a campaign that's heavy on exotic locations, incredible dresses, and a strong message of women protecting and supporting other women. Here's a look at the marketing campaign. I mean, with a message like that, definitely men were going to flock to it, weren't they? And these are the posters. It's not exactly... I mean, it is. That's marketed for women. It is for women. That is what the market is. These people are mental. Unseen, undivided, unstoppable. Further details is offered on the theatrical poster. Sabina and Elena are holding hands to establish their friendship and support, while the copy tells us that the team is sworn to secrecy, bound by sisterhood. I mean, sisterhood, yeah, pretty much. Now, what's most egregious about Elizabeth Banks's stupid comments now is that this was an interview, right? So again, November 2019, these are the interviews. Charlie's Angels director Elizabeth Banks on new adaptation, it was all about the action for me. So she's clarifying, yeah, it is all about action. This is what she said all along. All about the action for me, and I think that the themes are very consistent with every Charlie's Angels that come before. I wanted to add a little bit of humour. It's very funny and super action-packed. It's really exciting to direct, especially these women in action. Sorry, I didn't scroll down enough. There you go. But then it gets better. Oh, it's so funny. So as for becoming the first woman to helm the franchise, Banks said she doesn't think much about her place in history as it has always felt like a really female-fronted enterprise to me. You didn't want it to market it as just for girls? Well, what's this nonsense you're saying here then? So I just feel like I'm joining a long legacy of women who have been involved. Alright, fine. But then there's more. So one of her stars, though, sees it differently, as Belinsky says that with a woman leading the project, it changes the lens through which the story is told. The actress remembered Banks saying on set that she wanted to tell a story where the Angels worked smarter and not harder to find each other's strengths and work together as a team. And that's something that is achieved amazingly amongst women. So she definitely brought that. Oh, right, okay. So behind closed doors, you were saying to the stars themselves it's all about women. And then you have Patrick Stewart. I don't want to quote him anymore. He's such a pleb these days. But the producer, Elizabeth Cantillon, said that the story is unique in that it's about women at work. Women working together who are stronger together than alone. So it's about women then. The potential of women and women hitting a glass ceiling still persists. Oh, right, I see. So what was that, Elizabeth Banks? Was that marketed as just for girls? You wish it wasn't? Then why are you running your mouth behind closed doors? Telling everyone else that, you know, this is a movie all about women working with women. And that's amazing because we can achieve it and wham and power, I guess. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would you even do that? What total nonsense. You wish it wasn't marketed as just for girls. You know why you wish that, don't you? Because it bombed and no one's returning your calls to hire you anymore. That's why. That'd be why. You're not getting any more work, Elizabeth Banks. My dear. Not getting any more work. Oh dear, what a shame. What a shame. But I mean, I remember the marketing. It was awful. And this is the thing, you know. Oh, it's a misconception that she was writing creating a feminist manifesto. I mean, it was. It was. I mean, it bloody well was. We've even got your quotes on set. Again, 3 years ago, sure. But the actors said it. I'd say that's pretty clear cut, but, you know, never mind. What do you guys think? Oh, I just think these things are hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And, you know, like I say, like I think with stuff like this, it's so blatant and egregious what's happening, is that she created a dud film and is now crying that no one's returning her calls to direct other stuff. So what do you expect? You lost Sony millions. Because I remember this movie, it absolutely bombed. Like, huge bomb. So it's no surprise. You know, no one's going to return your calls because they can't be bothered. They're like, no, you lose us money. It's a feminist manifesto. Oh, marketed just for women. Oh, it was all about action. It was about women, you idiot.